What's going on, guys? Don't worry, the bye week is over. You can get rid of the bye week blues. Of course, maybe you still have blues over the season because, we're sitting on a loss coming into the bye week and now coming out of the bye week, obviously, at 4-5. Over halfway through the season, under 500, not a great sign, but Bills got 7 games left against 7 AFC opponents. You got to figure that they need at least 6, probably, to get to 10-6 because the AFC West looks like it's going to be a real problem. Now, they haven't really played each other a lot. I know that Denver played Oakland once, and I think Oakland played Kansas City once. But they still have a couple games. They're gonna accumulate losses, is what I'm saying. But the goal to me has always been the same. At least going into the last month of the season, sort of get to 7-6. Let's see what happens. So, in order to get to 7-6, the Bills have to win 3 out of their next 4, and they have Cincinnati, Jacksonville, Oakland, and Pittsburgh. I mean, you want to run with the big dogs, you want to run with the playoff teams, you got to beat some of the playoff teams. That's just the way of it. 2 of those games are at home. Take care of business there. Take one on the road. Cincinnati or Oakland, right? I guess. That's the plan. It just seems like to be like an annual thing that fans of a team, the Bills, that's lost half their games, over half their games right now, think that the team can win 6 out of 7 to end the season. And I know that, it's possible, don't get me wrong, but this is like an annual thing. Like, the Bills were 3-7 in 2013, I think. Yeah, EJ's rookie year. Yeah, right? 3-7. I'm like, well, the opportunity, or 3-6 maybe, is like the opportunity's there to win out. What do you mean? They've lost 2/3 of their games. This year might be a little different. We might have a little bit more optimism. Maybe this is the year to be a little bit more optimistic. Because, a lot of times I've liked what I've seen from the Bills, except in, basically the Jets game and the New England game. I didn't hate the Seattle game. I didn't always hate the Miami game, honestly. Because I did hate the Baltimore game, but I'm willing to write that off, and I'm willing to honestly write off the Jets game because it got Greg Roman out of there, and I feel like things have improved since then. But obviously, I'm still mad about it. The Miami game, I just think I'm mad about it only because I thought they should have had it, but I'm still optimistic that I think they could win that game. They didn't that time, but I know that they're capable of it. They didn't win against Seattle, but I know that they're capable of it. I still need to see it. Don't get me wrong. But maybe I'm a little bit more optimistic, and maybe that's blind optimism. That's why I got my glasses on. Lost to Seattle last Monday, 31-25. Such a roller coaster of a game, but very entertaining. Gotta give them that. Starts on fire. Bills get that 3-and-out. They block a punt. They go up 7-0. We're like a minute and a half into the game. We're up 7-0. Then Russ Wilson looking much healthier, looking fine. Shreds our defense in the first half, and just bang, bang, bang. The Bills are answering a little bit, but the defense has no answer for the Seahawks. They can't cover Paul Richardson, Jermaine Kearse, Doug Baldwin, Jimmy Graham making one. They did cover Jimmy Graham. I'll give them that. They did cover Jimmy Graham. The dude just made 2 one-handed catches for touchdowns. Ridiculous. But it's 28-17 at half. You know how the half ends. It ends with the Sherman thing and the play clock debacle. And I guess here's what I'll go off on this. This is probably the comments most people, or most Bills fans at least, are looking for. If you're a Bengals fan, by the way, and you got this far in the video, good for you. I'll get to the Bengals. I always do this. I got to recap, then preview. Recap, preview. React, preview. Get it? That's how it goes. That's how all these videos go. I'll get to the Bengals. Don't worry. Richard Sherman is a hypocrite and a jerk and a clown and such an intelligent player. And I respect him for that. But he's a jerk. And he likes to say he's confident when really he's just super, super, super arrogant. And that's what I hate about him the most. He just is like, yeah, it's confidence. No, you're a jerk. Anyway, Here's my take on the Sherman thing. He obviously touches the ball first. That's where his tweet comes on. He touches the ball first and then delivers what could be a career-threatening hit to Dan Carpenter. Now, the first thing I would say is, like, put the shoe on the other foot, dude. If somebody did that to your kicker, Hauschka, how would you react? Because I bet it wouldn't be too favorably. Because everyone in the world knows that you're offsides. Everyone. Everyone saw it. Maybe you didn't hear the whistle because your stadium is like wired for sound, or increased volume and whatnot, because all your fans, little bandwagoners who've been going to games since 2012, 12th man, whatever. You didn't hear it. You didn't hear the whistle. Maybe the whistle was too late. It could have been. I don't recall hearing it. So if you finished the play. Good for you. But you know you're offsides. You touch the ball. You don't really attempt to you just touch it and then take Carpenter out with just a completely dirty hit because you know you can, because you touched the ball first. That's why I respect your smarts. You know you can. You're exploiting the rule book. But you talk about player safety and then you take a shot like that knowing you're offsides. You don't want to give him a free kick. I get that. There's just better ways to go about that. There really are. I know that it's fast. The game is fast. Tackle the holder. I don't think anybody's going to get mad at you for that. It's just, like I said, hypocrite. You bark all week about, after losing the Saints, about player safety, and then you come back with that. That's the same as a baseball player sliding into second. Different type of play, different sport. He's going to try to touch the bag. I know that they amended the rules for this. He's going to try to touch the bag when he slides into second, but touching the bag is not the important part of that play. The important part of that play is breaking up the double play and taking out the thrower, and that's what you did. You took out the kicker, but you touched the ball first to make it look like, oh, everything's all good and jolly. You're a loser. And if the shoe were on the other foot, you'd be furious. Probably crying racism, because you're talking to Kayla Carpenter, flipping negative attention from you onto Kayla Carpenter because you put some sort of racial spin on it, like you have to do, whatever. Nothing that Kayla Carpenter said was racist, had any racial intent. She apologized for it. You don't accept it. You start bringing up the Klan. Whatever. Play the victim card, dude. Just keep playing it. You're the worst. The literal worst. Richard Sherman, the literal worst. I cannot stand him, and I'm so glad that he did something to completely reignite my hatred for him, because in the past couple of years, I had gone soft on him, and now I hate him all over again. Anyway, on top of all that, the play clock thing, how does that happen? Why does that happen? The league, it's your play clock. Take care of the play clock. Why even have a play clock if your officials are going to stop people from snapping the ball? Here you are, you're timing me. I'm an offense, or special teams. You're timing me. You have this much time to get the playoff. Well, here I am. I'm standing here. I'm ready to go. You won't let me snap it. What's the point of having the stupid thing? And then Dean Blandino tweets about the mistake. He tweets that Sherman should have been penalized. Carpenter makes the kick that they got called for delay of game on. Backs up 5, then misses, literally cost the Bills 3 points, admitting they cost the Bills 3 points. Now, I'm not so naive in the butterfly effect and whatever to say that that definitely would have cost the Bills in the end of the game. It looks like it because they lost by 6. It might have. The defense tightened up in the second half. They only allowed 3 points. Tyrod was Tyroding. That's a verb now. Tyroded the way we need Tyrod to Tyrod. He was doing his thing. He had the signature win on deck. It was about to happen. And then maybe we need the field goal at the end. And then on the last play, Sherman again destroys Walt Powell 40 yards on the opposite side of the field because he knows it's exploiting the rule book again. Smart. You're very smart. I respect your smarts, but you're still a jerk. You're talking about player safety. You're decleating players 40 yards away from the play. Totally defenseless player, and you are literally roughing him. You destroyed him, pushing him, shoving him, whatever. It's not the same thing as booming him. It's ridiculous. You should have been flagged for that play, too. That's a joke. Tyrod's barely outside the pocket. He rolls out to his left a little bit. Doesn't even really turn his body. He just kind of shuffles his way out to the left. Whatever. I'm just so sick of Seattle and their ratty wins, the Fail Mary, the illegal bat that should have been called against Detroit on Monday night, Navarro Bowman, on the play that he breaks his leg, destroys his leg / career maybe, and gets the ball out. They can't award the ball to San Francisco because of the whistle or some crap. The Sherman DPI that wasn't called against Julio this year, where he has to go up with one hand because Sherman's holding it down. Now this. Everything goes their way at that field. Whatever. The Bills had the ball for 40 minutes. They had 425 yards of offense. They had 30 first downs. They went 12-17 on third down. They blocked the punt, and they still lost. Don't worry. Good job on NFL. Good job NFL for getting Robert Woods for signaling first down, though. That's a good taunt. So I'm just going to remind you before I transition into the Bengals that Robert Woods would have been ejected for signaling first down one more time, and Richard Sherman could have late hit somebody again and stayed in the game. Okay, that took 11 minutes. Sorry, Bengals fans. Bengals game this week. They just lost on Monday Night Football, and the Bills are coming off the bye. Is there an advantage? The Bengals only have 6 days. The Bills have been able to, sit around and watch their game from Seattle and watch the Bengals game from Monday night. Since he looks like, are they reeling? Are they begging to be beat? I don't know if it's an off year or if they're on an actual decline. They're 3-5-1. They are 1-3-1 since the beginning of October. They've only won 2 times since week 2. And this is week 11. So, how is Marvin Lewis still the coach? Bengals fans, answer me that. How is Marvin Lewis still your coach? He's been there since 2003. He hasn't won a single playoff game. Does this guy have the best agent in history or what? Andy Dalton, looking all right, throwing for 2,500 yards-ish. Only 10 touchdowns. Tyrod only has 10 touchdowns on 800 fewer yards. Whatever. Bengals offense. 8th in yards per game, 22nd in points per game. You know the stats I'm going to. 10th in yards per play, 11th in first downs per game, 28th in third down percentage, which is maybe where the points thing is lacking. Because they're top third in yards per play, top third in first downs, top third in yards per game. But third down percentage is bad, thus points are bad because they're not really scoring touchdowns. Like I said, Tyrod has as many touchdowns as Andy Dalton. And I don't think many people would have predicted that, 9 games into the season. Defensively, the Bengals are 24th in yards per game, 18th in points, 24th in yards per play. This is all allowed, obviously. 21st in first downs allowed, 19th in third down percentage. So this is like a bottom half to bottom third type of defense right now. Not to say that they don't have a lack of weapons on offense, at least. I brought that up. They have A.J. Green. He'll probably go over 1,000 yards on Sunday. He's really close. By comparison, Robert Woods has less than half of that. The Bengals have Tyler Eifert looking good. Jeremy Hill, Gio Bernard. There's weapons. They're pretty good there. And they beat the Bills pretty handily last year, if you remember, but they were undefeated and against E.J. So basically, it's like, are they spiraling downwards? Like I said, are they begging to be beat? Or will they get back on track against the Bills? The Bills have some personnel changes going on. James Ahedebo got signed, and Duke Williams was released. Couldn't trust him. Bottom line, couldn't trust Duke Williams on the field. James Ahedebo has some history with Rex. There you go. Corey White, Ronald Darby, that's a little weird. That's just I think that's just a message to Ronald Darby, like, hey, you're not immune to this. You need to up your play. Could just be a message. I don't know if he's actually going to be benched, maybe for a little bit. He's going to play. Pretty confident, but it's just a message being sent. Maybe that message needs to go to Gilmore as well. Chantrell Henderson may start for Jordan Mills. Jordan Mills got beat like crazy by Cliff Averill on Monday night. That was bad. You can't put that together in the NFL with somebody like Chantrell Henderson breathing down your neck. Bottom line, I'm very interested to see what Tyrod shows up. Like, if Tyrod can prove that last Monday night is gonna be the norm for him, he's gonna get they might keep him anyway, but that's the guy. That's the guy I need, that's the guy I want. I need him to throw one more pass for a touchdown, but that's still the player I want. He was unbelievable. And if that's the way he's gonna be, you have reason to be optimistic. Now, prediction time, Bills, Bengals on Sunday. Looks like this video is going to go a little smidge longer than the rest of them. I'm going to the game on Sunday. Here we go. Here we go. See? Got my tickets. Let's roar. Section 126. See you there. I'm really not sure how to read this game because I don't know if the Bills are capable of putting together that performance again. It's just you haven't seen the consistencies throughout. Bengals, they might be in line to get back on track. It's really just tough to predict. But if the Bills lose, 17 years, right? That's it. It's kind of a must-win game for the Bills, so I like to pick the Bills, but I'm not going to. I'm going to pick the Bengals to win. And the Bills have scored 25 points in 3 straight losses, so let's stick with that. How about that? 32-25 touchdown. Somehow that happens. Bengals win 32-25. No, at least it would be exciting to be there, I guess. Hopefully it's the opposite. Guys, anyway, thanks for coming this far in the video. Weigh in on Sherman. Weigh in on everything, the rest of the season, the Bengals, etc. Hit me up on Twitter. My Twitter handle is the same as my username for YouTube, as always. Enjoy your weekend. I said as always too early. As always, go Bills.